Hey guys. Sorry, I forgot my mic has its own little mute thing in there. So, yeah, hi guys. I have not streamed in a while. I looked at my YouTube channel and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't streamed in like 2 weeks." And I'm like, "Dang. That's that's a really long time." I'm doing a last minute post to Twitter just to, send that out. We're in for a big stream today. So we're going to be doing a lot of 3D modeling stuff today because I'm going to be sending in my laptop. Hey guys, yeah, so I'm sending in my laptop, and that means we're going to have to get a lot done. We've gone too long without Cowline content. Oh. Hey, I did give you that. I gave you that trailer. I gave you that trailer during finals week. That was a crazy drop. That was I didn't even know that was happening until that week when we were looking at the submission thing and we were like, "Oh, I think this is what we need to do." So, yeah. All right, let's see. What should we tell Twitter? Let's see join or what should we say to Twitter? Uh Alright, we're gonna do 3D modeling for tortured artist. Alright, come check it out. There we go. Alright. We've posted on the Twitter again. Alrighties. All the notifications on all the different platforms have been sent out. Alright, and now let me boot up Blender. Alright, so the plan for today is so. Alright, let me switch you guys over. I believe this works. Oh, oops. Let me see if this works. Go over here. Why am I linked to that? That's so weird. Okay. Well, oh wait, it did work. You're switched. So, hopefully I get to see on the screen of it. Uh let's see if it switches back when I Yep, it does. Okay. Love that. All right. I love that I made hotkeys and then I don't know if they're working or not. It's pretty awesome. All right, hang on, guys. I'm gonna move this mic around a little bit. Oh, we're in my parents' house again because it is officially winter break, which is pretty cool. All right. So if you notice, we are back in the a different set. We're back in the kitchen or like the dining room area, right? So the reason we're back here is because specifically for the silverware and the plate, which is on a different device. So I'm gonna need to do that off screen because that device, it's got some issues, right? So, and we might actually be streaming on that device depending on if it's actually able to contain itself or not. So we might actually be able to do that. So that would be exciting if we could actually stream on that device, right? So, yeah. So right now, what we're doing though, right, is we're gonna put the centers to these guys, so that then they are all centered together. So then when we export them, they won't have really as many like issues as they do. So let's see here. So if we set I believe it's set origin to geometry. And then so now that has the origin of that. So then if I were to rotate, yeah, that's good. Yep. So see how like now when you rotate it, it's specifically within itself. So that's what we need to happen, because if we don't have that happening, then in Unity, uh the Unity people have to go through and do a whole other thing in order to actually get it to work. So that's fun. So yeah, so basically we are just going to be doing that. I think I do need to export it as it is right now, though. So what we get to do is we get to hide everything else. Oh, hold up. This is another thing, as again, I keep forgetting to name my my 3D objects. So we got spoon handle. What are you? You are knife handle. That's not how you spell knife. There we go. Ah, sorry. My iPad is freaking out over here. iPad, please. You're used to monitor the stream. Please. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of using my iPad as like the secondary like stream thing sooner. It's really useful. Alright, and then this is knife handle. That's not how you spell handle. There you go. And this is spoon. I guess like I don't know. What would that be like? I have a name for it, but I don't want to. I don't want to use that name for it. Personally, I could say something that would be really funny. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. It's a very dirty name. And if you know, you know. And I don't think anyone else is thinking this way but me. Okay. We're gonna name it Spoon. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm just gonna name it Spoon. I have no other name for that. Fork. Handle. Anyways, how is if you guys are on break, how's your break been? Guys, let me know. Has it been good? Oh, we do have a plate. Wow. Look at that. Oh, I think I can center all of these. Let me make sure the center is good for all of them. Yeah. I think it should be good. But you can never be too sure. It's been alright so far. I've been enjoying actually having free time. Yeah, that's the great thing about uh, being on break is like you actually have the time to do stuff. Um, Sadly, I do not have a lot of time to do stuff just because the thing is, right, is because my computer is going into the shop soon, I won't have time to actually like work on stuff and actually like be streaming until I get it back. So we're gonna do a lot of stuff today, but I think so I'd have to check to see what my desktop can handle, and depending on how much it can handle, we will be possibly streaming um, Balancing Spirits and maybe a little bit of Tortured Artist. But I think for Tortured Artist, mostly what it's going to be is a lot of concept art. Um, yeah. And then the other thing is, I think I might try and stream on my iPad for Balancing Spirits. Um, because I won't be able to stream on the computer. So that's what we're looking at right now. Spoon. What? That's a leg. That's a leg. That's a leg. That's a leg. Another leg. Another leg. Another leg. Bum. Oh, we want that. Okay. Alright. If we hide all of this. Okay. And now we are just left with a spoon. Love that. Okay. I don't know if should I export this on screen? I don't think I should. Alright. We are going to Alright. I need to make sure. Okay, yeah. Alright. We're off screen right now. Alright, don't worry guys, I'll be back on screen. I'm just exporting this guy real quick. We're exporting him after we centered the thing, so then we do visible objects. Okay. Beautiful. Alright. So now that should be good. I don't know if I'm gonna export any more right now, just to save us some time. Alright, and then we're gonna open which one? I think I'm trying to remember. Oh shoot. I'm back on screen. When did I get back on screen? What the heck? Jump scare. That's crazy. Alright. Let me think. I think it's living room. Okay. So if you remember, I think this was like from a few weeks ago. We were working on this, right? And we weren't really sure like what the vibe was. Hey, what's is up. Yeah, so we're back to this again, right? But I have a clear, we have a clear idea of what we're aiming for, and we can always change the colors of this. I just want to make sure we get the shape down. And honestly, I kind of like the way the shape is right here, but I do think I want to change the colors. So we are going to change the color of this. So I'm just going to come in here and like just switch it up a bit. Alright. Okay, I kind of like that. How do we feel about that, guys? I kind of like that. Alright. And do we have anything else? Don't think so. Okay. Because we were thinking about using the model that we used in making the computer screen. And if you guys haven't seen the trailer, it is in our tutorial level in our trailer. Another common catline W. Wow. Crazy. You're crazy. Okay. But these are just some of the bigger parts that we are making right now. So I think I'm trying to remember. Hang on, I'm gonna check something on my iPad so I won't see you guys for a second. Alright, don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything crazy. Okay. So it looks like I need to make a blanket, which shouldn't be too bad. And I don't think we're gonna be moving it really. So I think I'm just gonna make it kind of be like in the box, right? I'm gonna make books in the boxes, and then we're gonna do some camera stuff, like photo album, and I believe some like just generic like camera things. So that should be fun. Okay, so I think that's what we need for level 3, and then if we get done with that, we can work on a little bit of level 4. Alright. What? Me do something crazy? Yeah, I see that. I see you. I see you. You better not be acting a fool. You better not be acting a fool. I'm so sick and twisted. A crazy frog is just a frog to me. Whoa. Whoa. A rubber room with rats was like home with me. Wow. The rubber room with rats. They said I was crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room with rats. The rats, they made me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room with rats. The rats, they made me crazy. Alright, let's see here. I think I'm gonna make the... Let's make the... What's it called? Why is the cursor there? How do I move the cursor? get the cursor down there? I don't even remember. I don't remember how I got the cursor down there. Oh dear. Oh dear. How silly. Oh wait. Oh. Or they said, I don't remember how I got the cursor down there. And then I'm just like, oh, well, that's a lot easier than I would have expected. Anyways, alright. So I think we're going to start off with, because we already have books, because of the library we made for the tutorial level, right? So I don't think we need to do more with books. But we do need to make a photo album, and this is not just because of the putting it in a box, but also because we need it in order to, how do you say, essentially what we're gonna be doing with this photo album, right? We're planning on using it to also be something that the player can view into, um, as and have like and see like some photos inside, right? So I am gonna have to learn how to like actually animate it properly, opening up, right? Um, like I want to do that, right? The other thing with this, right? The other thing that I think is going to be really huge when making this is that, what is it? Like, I think when it comes to this, because it's also going to be on the title screen, right? Um, and I think what I'm gonna do, uh, to kind of make it a little bit cool, like I don't know, make it cooler, maybe I don't know. I think what would be cool is if I like did you know, screenshot animations of like the actual 3D model of the uh, like photograph book of this guy, right? So yeah, so we're gonna take the photo album and we're gonna make that. The other thing to keep in mind is I need to make sure that this bad boy can fit into the box. So we got to keep in mind some scaling when it comes to this. So we need to make sure this stays within its bounds. So we're going to scale it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, I think that fits pretty well in the box, right? I think that's pretty good fit. And then we can move it down a little bit if we want. Yeah, that's a good fit in the box. Awesome. Alright. We're going to move it outside the box so then we can work on it a little bit. Okay. So, as we make this, I'm going to kind of use what we learned when making the first book. Although, wait, I don't think I showcased I was doing streaming when I made my first book. What do you think about Garden of Banban? I think it's interesting. I think it's like funny how they made merch for the game before they released, like they really had like a following. They were like, "Hey guys, by the way, we have merch." By the way. By the way, we have merch for our demo that just came out. We have like a fully stocked thing, so if you guys could buy some, that'd be really cool. And I'm like, I I've never even heard of this game before the demo. Like, what do you mean? And they're like, no, we know you're gonna love it. We just know. And I'm like, wow. Honestly, they were very they and that's how they made their billions. Exactly. This is true. This is true. Um it's just really funny how like confident they were and like they're gonna love this, so we're gonna go ahead and make the merch. And I was like, dang. You know what? Sometimes you just gotta go in with like the confidence of like you already love this, and so we're just going to give you what we already know you want. And it's like, I don't know I want that. It's like, no, but we know. So I'm like, dang. Because I feel like some people could actually like do that. Because it is something actually that like glitch kind of does, right? Which is like essentially what they do is when they, release the pilot of a show, after the pilot, you see all the merch, right? And that's actually how they fund the entire like their shows is by a lot of largely by merch sales. So if a show doesn't sell a lot of merch, then they're most likely not going to be able to fund it. So it's not that crazy. And like, I don't know, it's just very interesting because I'm like, wow, you guys are putting like you're putting faith in the fact that you know that there's a market, and that's what surprises me, really. And I'm just like, dang, that's some like strong, like, I believe kind of thing, you know? And I'm like, wow, uh, you know what? I wish. Because the thing is, right, is I do think, like, I do think the games are gonna do good, but I'm also kind of like, oh, but like, what if they don't, you know? Um, so that's why you're probably not gonna see merch for, I know like, Balance the Spirits for a hot minute, and I don't even think there's even an idea of anything like that for Tortured Artist. I don't even know what we would. I don't know what we would merchandise in that. Yeah. Looking forward to the Tortured Artist merch shop. I don't even know what we drop. I don't know what we drop. Like, what would we even drop? A camera? Like, what? No. Like, I don't know what we would drop. Like, actually, not even sure. Like, genuinely, don't know. You could sell the camera, yes, but the problem is it's an actual camera that exists. So I don't know if that would blow over well with the camera, the person that made the camera. Write the book you find in the tutorial. That's insane. That's insane. You think I'm gonna write an entire book just to and then it just cuts to me being like, "Hey guys, day 7 of writing a book for our indie game, for the merch drop." And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's that's actually crazy. That's a crazy idea, guys. I'm gonna be so real. That's crazy. Gravity Falls did it. Gravity Falls did it after the show came out. Gravity Falls did it after there was like a good like amount of people, right? So don't be coming in here being like Gravity Falls did it. No, no, no. They did it after they had a market for it. So, if anything, the book that I would want to release is probably the one we're working on right now, the photo album one. Because I think that would be really cool. So that's the one I would want to release. If we did. If we did. I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying if we did, that's definitely what would be dropping. Um yeah. So that's yeah. But I do think like the camera is our big like thing. So I think we'd probably just do merch around centered around the camera. Takes about 9 months to produce. You gotta be ready. I'm pretty sure the journal didn't come out until like the end of the show. And the only reason they were able to do that was because Alex Hirsch knew exactly what he was putting in the journal. I don't know what I'm gonna put in like these books. We don't have that. That's not the focus. The focus is not on the book fully. Um. Besides, I think people would be more hyped about like having like maybe like I don't know, like a plush camera, or like I don't know, something that's, like maybe like a, chapter 1, chapter 1, its name Whisper. Yeah. I don't know, actually, is that chapter 1 or is it a later chapter? It might be a later chapter actually, guys. I don't remember. Um but essentially, right? No, I think people would be more hyped for a like, I don't know. Would you guys be hyped for uh like, what would you guys be more hyped for? Would you guys be more hyped to, see the a random book from chapter 1 released, the photo album with like, the collectible photos and other mysteries inside? Or would you guys be hyped about like, a miniature version of the camera, like a keychain camera you can like open? Or maybe possibly like a camera plushie? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm throwing things at the wall, okay? None of these could actually exist, okay? I'm just asking, just in case we did happen to, right? As head mod, you're not head mod. First off, I believe we should give Catlion our money regardless. Okay, I agree with the second statement. You spoke one truth and one lie. You're not head mod. I can't give you that power. Okay? I like the idea, but you still aren't head mod. See, and this is why we can't make anybody head mod, because you guys are just gonna start, you're just gonna start fighting. you're gonna start fighting, and you can't fight each other, okay? All right, you can't be fighting each other in my chat. It's illegal unless they have money on it, and then it's not illegal. But I don't have money on this match, so it's illegal. Okay. There's a little confusion, but don't worry, everyone. The paperwork is being worked out as we speak. No, it's not. No, no. You are not the head mod. You're not. I'm sorry, but you're not. I'm so sorry, Girly Pop. You're not. It's okay. It's okay that you're not. You know, everybody has their, has the moment. Like, you're going to get it someday. You know, not today, not right now, you know. You're gonna get it, I swear. Alright? It's being processed, I believe. We should be receiving the documents in the mail soon. No! No, there's no documents. There's none. There's no documents. I swear, if I get an actual document, if you send me an actual document that says, like, oh, like, I am da da da, and this is my application to being head mod, and, like, this is my signature and all of that, I'm going to actually laugh, and I'm gonna bring it on stream. Alright, that's gonna be really funny if you actually did that. If you actually do that, it's gonna be really funny. You know what? You should do that. You know what? I will accept both of your applications. You know what? You know what? You know what? We're gonna make this fair and square. Both of you, send me your applications to being head mod, and I'll do a stream and we can vote on it. Oh, hang on. My music went out. Hang on, guys. Yes, I'm still watching. Alright, so if you guys send me things about, being the head mods of your, both of you, I will look at them. It would be really funny, but I don't want to drive to UPS and send a letter. You can just send it into Discord. Send it to Discord, alright? If you guys both want to be head mod, then you guys can send your application to my Discord. And then we will see who gets it. Alright, we'll make it a whole thing. Yes, it is true. It is true. I don't know why you needed to send. I get it would be really funny for the bit to send it in the mail, but I'm also like, that's gonna take forever, and I may not even be in the same location when it arrives. So I'm like, that might just be better to, uh, why is it? Come on. There we go. Alright. So, hopefully, we'll see if we get some real competition going on here. That'd be really funny. I think it'd be really funny to see. It'd be like we could have like maybe like a little election or something. All right, so there we go. Right. Let's see how that looks. actually kind of like that. Me, you can keep it there. Let's go to this mode. You can't really tell the difference. Let me add a material to this so then we can kind of tell the difference between them. So let's add in. Let's do, I don't know. What's a good photo? Okay. I associate photo albums with being like a brownish, maybe. Like a leather boundish kind of thing. Is that just me? Like, I don't know. Maybe like a leather bound. Like, okay. What should the photo album? I'm trying to figure out what the color of the photo album should be. Because that's a pretty big deal. You know? That's a pretty big deal. Like the color of a photo album. Because it kind of reflects what's in the actual album and how it's going to be perceived for, people who are stumbling upon it for the first time. So it's going to immediately shape your perception of it, even though you've never actually seen what's inside of it. I think the front of the album should have a picture of a kitty cat. So so I don't think that I like the idea. I like where your head's at. But the problem with putting a kitty cat on it, right, is because immediately people are gonna associate that with a kitty cat. It's gonna be labeled as like people thinking it's a pet album, like an album for a cat, like their pet cat. So that's not gonna work. I oh wait, I think you are onto something though with like putting something like because I do want to put a photo in front, right? Um, let me think. I think what would make it really interesting is I think I'm going to put the photo of a sunflower in front. Um, you guys will learn about the reasoning behind that later, but I think that would be really cool. I'm gonna add in just like a panel for it to go on essentially. But yeah, so we're gonna put a sunflower there, and you guys are gonna be like, I hope you guys are confused about me saying there's gonna be a sunflower on there. I hope you guys are so confused and bewildered. It's okay if you're not, but yeah. So we're gonna have a sunflower on there, and it's got a lot of meaning to it, guys. Sunflower's got a lot of meaning to it. So keep an eye out when you guys play uh the demo, like the official demo. Keep an eye out for that. Because I don't believe we have a sunflower currently in the game right now. But I will be adding that. Alrighties. So oh, Control Z. Alright, so first off, I think we need to... We're going to set the origin to geometry. So now... I keep hitting, like, the caps lock when I'm meaning to, Yep, so now we can rotate this whole bad boy. Looking good. Looking snazzy. Okay, so now we have it. So now it's actually kind of looking like a photo album, guys. Isn't that cool? How, like, just some, like, simple things can make it actually kind of give, like, photo album-esque things, right? So here's the issue, right? So we connected it and made it look nice-ish, right? So now the issue lies in, so we need to kind of disconnect it in a way. That's so cool. Yeah, it's really cool. So now I need to kind of cut the spine in order for us to have that movability, right? Because I think that'll give us the movability that we want. Possibly, right? But yeah, I think that might give us the movability that we're looking for. Mayhaps. Mayhaps. Yeah. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if that gives us the movability we're really looking for. Because I'm not fully sure if it will or not. I'm hoping it does. So, what I need to do, right? Because I need to take this. Ah! There we go. Shift over here to there. So now we have this section up top here. And we're just gonna kind of also connect it to here. Right? Because I'm trying to think. Because when you open a book, it's connected, until, like, you kind of, especially if you're opening it to, like, let's say, like, the middle or something, right? Then you're gonna have this first half that just kind of, I think I'm gonna cut it in a couple sections, actually, to be able to properly, like, have it, like, open. So we're gonna split it. We're gonna separate this guy. And then we're gonna take this. And we're going to, yeah, we're gonna separate. Okay, so now we gotta make sure these are still, like, all kind of connected in their geometry, I think. So set orange to geometry. Maybe we need to set it to, let me change the cursor. Bro, this cursor is something else sometimes, man. Oh, there we go. Actually kind of worked. Okay, so, oh, oops. Oh, I can't undo a cursor move. Love that. Okay, come on. Alright. So, what if we take this and then set the origins to the 3D cursor? So now, look at that, guys! That's cool. Look at that. So now it actually kind of opens like a book. So we're gonna join these two because oops, can I not? Oops, come on. All right. We need to make sure this guy is also set to the cursor. So now both of them are set to the cursor, and there we go. That's good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I know. Whoa. I think I'm gonna move the cursor to be a little bit closer to the actual like bridge here, just to like help it a little bit more with hang on, I think our music went out again. Alright. Actually, there is something I want to test out, right? Because alright, hang on. I'm gonna switch the music real quick, chat. We're switching the music. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Music is being shifted. Music is being shifted. Ah. So, hang on just a second. We're gonna see if there's, like, anything good. Any other good soundtracks we can play real quick. I don't know, let's do this one. Let's shift the music up a little bit. This is unprecedented. I know. Shifting the music midstream. I'm crazy. I'm crazed, guys. I'm so scared of change. Help. Don't worry, guys. It's nothing serious. It's just we're just switching it to another thing that we've played for previous streams. Nothing too drastic. Nothing too drastic. Don't worry. Alright, we need to move you down. I think maybe like to here would be good. Okay, come on. There we go. Bruh. Actually, can I change the exact location of this? Or no? I guess not. Okay. Well. Alrighty, so let's see here. Because I want it to be kind of in the middle here. But that's too far. I want it to be kind of... Okay. You know what? I think that's the best we're gonna get. Oh, oops. No! Gosh darn it. This cursor is gonna be, like, the death of me. Okay. Getting off of switching the cursor. And now we're going to, again, set both of these to the cursor. I'm gonna see how that works. See, I think it's too close to the middle now. I need to move it more towards, like, the actual, like, bending of the book. Okay. We're going down here. I think that's again in the center too much. Because I want it to be more of like over here. No. Come on. Okay, I think that's good. I think that'll be good. Okay. So let's set that to there. And let's try this. Oh. Guys, we found our origins. Guys, we found the origin. We found... chat, we found the origin. Alright. Because now... Look at this. You ready for this? That's pretty cool. Right? We're not going to do too much with this right now. Just because, for the most part, I just want to get the basic, shapes done. So we're just going to do this, and then this. +2. Whoa. You can do that? I don't know if you can do that. Is that legal? Is that... Oh, are you allowed to do that? Okay. Alright. So we did photo album. Alright. So now let's work on this blanket real quick before I think we might switch over to working a little bit more on level 3. Plus 3? Whoa, you gotta calm down. You gotta calm down. I don't think people can handle that. You better calm down. You know, somebody might call somebody on you. You know, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. Okay, so I don't think I want to do a cloth, I don't think I need to do a cloth, simulation for the blanket, okay? And here's why, guys, right? Because it's just going to be in a box, right? So what I'm thinking is we just spoof it. We spoof it a little bit, okay? I'm thinking we spoof it. How we spoof it now? That is the true question. Okay? That is the true question of how do we spoof a blanket looking like a blanket? Because I don't know if this is going to be really taken out of the box or not. Because I also gotta ask the rest of I gotta ask my group, my team, if you will, about the exact idea for the puzzle that we're going with here. Because we kind of got locked in on working on a specific thing, right? Actually, I wonder if we go over to sculpting. Right. So I've never really worked in sculpting before. I don't know what it's supposed to do. I don't get it. Am I doing something? I think I am, based on the fact that that looks like it distorted slightly. Is it because the radius is so small? Let's make the radius 100 and see if it actually will do stuff now. Oh yeah, that's doing things. Whoa, it's like it's growing. Chat, it's growing. That's crazy you just sent me that. Wow. Wow. And here I'm waiting on your application, and you send me that. Is that your application? Is that your application? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a crazy application there. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just having fun with sculpting because I haven't really done it uh at all. I haven't messed with it a whole lot. It's kind of scary to me, I'm not gonna lie. But we are going to need to use it eventually. So we're gonna have to learn we're gonna have to learn it. Oops. Make sure we go back. There we go. Oh, I can't do that one? I can do this. What's that do? What's this do? Whoa. Cool. Alright. Anyways. Stop sculpting. Let me think. Actually, hang on. We may not need that. I think I'm gonna just use a square. And from there, kind of just make it a little bit more, like, softer. Because I think I'm just gonna have, like, little tufts of the blanket sticking out. Right? Alright, let's move this up a little bit. Okay. So we're gonna go back to, we're gonna go actually to modeling. Because I want to bevel. I want to bevel it a little bit, I think. Ah, let me see. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll work a lot better. Okay. So now that that is beveled, alright. This is major trust the process here, chat. This is gonna be major, like, let's see what happens, okay? This is giving major, alright, let's find out. Alright? So, we'll see what's gonna happen. Alright. Okay. Okay. I think I need more faces for it to edit. So then I can pull certain things. So we're gonna go here. And we're just gonna do a cut. So then it's a little bit more like, we got a little bit more options when we pull at these faces. Alright, so let's see what we have to work with here. Grab 2D. Elastic. Bouncy. Oh, boundaries. Trim, smooth. Okay, we'll do that later. Monoplane. Okay, plateau. Flat. Fill and deepen. Layer. Plate, deflate. Why is it like that? That concerns me. General paint, simulate. Interesting. Huh. Very cool. Cloth filler, color filler, line project, box trim. Interesting. This is pretty cool, guys. This is pretty cool. Alright. Alright. So okay. And then we are going to do the smooth. Oh, oh. Interesting. That did not have the effect I thought it would. Let me think. Maybe I should do clay. Yeah, that might be a little bit better. So let's do clay. There we go. Make sure you're in the bounds of the box. Yep. I'm gonna little box you over here. Let's fill you out a little bit. There we go. Alright. So, guys, if you're just joining in, I am trying to make a blanket in a box. A blanket in a box. I know it looks rough. I'm trying to sculpt it. And I know you're probably thinking, why don't you just use a cloth? I don't want to have to, use that rendering time on a freaking blanket that you don't actually need to use. So yeah, so that's how we got here. Actually, wait, I got a better idea for this. Hold up. Alright, I got a better idea. Alright, can I still... Wow, okay. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of this for a second. We're gonna add a new cube. And... Alright, we're going to... expand... Ah, not like that. Not like that. Alright, we don't need it super deep. I think it can just be a square with a blanket texture. Where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in just having it with a square with a blanket texture? Alright, so just hear me out, guys, okay? Hear me out. Let me cook for a second. Alright? You're gonna be shocked when you realize my genius, okay? You're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be shooketh, okay? You're gonna be sitting there thinking, wow, how could I have ever doubted you, okay? Okay? And I know what you're thinking. What are you talking about? Like, what do you... the frick do you mean, you know? Like, what... like, how could you ever, even make me think that? I'll just wait. Alright, hang on guys, I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. Alright, let's see. Alright, and then let me expand it a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, it's clipping. It's clipping for the back rooms. Oh, we're no clipping. Okay. So we got that. I'm going to expand it up slightly. Maybe. And we're going to go down. Okay. Okay. That looks good. And what did I tell you? Trust the process. Alright. And then we're going to make it light blue. I'm going to add a metallic-ish thing to give it kind of a silk color, right? So, why is my hand cold? It's like ice cold. From like using my mouse, I guess? I don't know. Crazy. Crazy stuff there, guys. Alright. How do we like our little like silkish blanket? Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty crazy, yeah? That's pretty crazy that we did that. Look at that. Wow. That looks like a blanket that's stuffed in there, doesn't it? Or some kind of blue thing. Awesome. Alright. Well, that is for the most part the living room. So that's pretty hype. Alright. So now you can make merch of the Tortured Artist blanket. No. No. We don't need no. You don't need a random oh gosh. Alright, I'm gonna switch you guys to the main screen real quick while I save this real quick. And then we're gonna make a new file. Okay. And then we're gonna switch you guys back over. Okay. New file, guys. New file. Who dis? So, in this one, we are going to be doing the dark room. Okay. So, this is the dark room which you use to, make, develop film and all that. So, this is where our artist makes the, produces the photos, right? So the things that we need in this one, based on what I have here on my iPad, is we need a basin. I might make some like film-looking stuff, like the film that you put into the camera that we have. Some bottles of like the solution you pour to develop the photos, and then some a string, and then clips. Put up little papers of the our part of the 2D art. That is another thing that we can work on, is 2D art, because we're gonna need a lot of that. We're gonna need a lot of that. So we can work on that as well. So that'll be exciting. That'll be an exciting thing to work on. So that is what we are going to be working on right now for a bit. Yeah. I don't know how much longer I'm really gonna be live for. Cause again I am home, so I may not be allowed to be live for too long. But I'm hoping that I stay live for a decent amount of time, because I really do want to get a lot done before I have to turn in my laptop to get it fixed up. Um, and for those who don't know about my laptop's misfortune right now, it's essentially my laptop's screen. I can't actually use it, right? So the screen won't turn on, but I can still use the actual laptop. Uh, yeah, it's weird. Um, oh shoot, am I still live? Big Brother is trying to. Hang on, my iPad's glitching. Hang on, I'm trying to make sure I'm still live. It looks like it. Okay. Sorry, my iPad scared me. Big Brother is trying to put down an honest, hardworking streamer and her lovable heckler Gil 5. Wow. Oh, you forgot about my laptop? Yeah, it's pretty rough. Um, yeah. No, it looked like my iPad just couldn't handle some stuff real quick. All right, we're good. I can see you guys. All right, awesome that we're still here. Good. I was concerned. All right. So I'm just gonna make the basin real quick. Nothing too crazy with that. It's. I think it's. I think honestly, like some of these rooms are going to be pretty simple. To do. Um, I think. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. You know. Where is it? Solidifier, or like what was it called again? Bro, this is such epic music for like for what? We're not doing anything. We're just chilling. We're just existing. Oh wait, we don't need that thick. I think one. Oh wait, what? Oh my gosh, that's it's too much. Your Honor, she's too thick. Your Honor, she's too thick. She's still too thick. Your Honor, Your Honor. Still, oh my gosh. Okay, so 0.075. All right, there we go. We got it. We got it. Okay. Don't question mark me. Don't, don't, don't be question marking me. Don't, don't question mark me. Don't be doing that. Don't question mark me. Come on. Come on. What? What? What do you mean? Why? You know what? Why are you question marking me? I shouldn't be asking don't, like, not, for you not to. I should be asking why. For what purpose? For what reason are you guys question marking me? I think I didn't do anything wrong. I think I was just saying, the correct thing in the time that, was needed. No, 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 I'm not. No, wait, whoa. I'm not the supreme leader. I'm not the supreme leader, guys. We gotta get that down. I'm not. That's not me. That's not me, guys. That's not me. I'm not the supreme leader. I'm not. I mean, I'm the like person in charge of the chat, but I'm not supreme leader, guys. Let's not get crazy here. All right, you know. Let me add that to my reasons list. Is crazy. That's crazy. Wow. 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 Reason, not the oh gosh. Let's see. What I'm curious. What's on your reasons list? What exactly? What's on that? What's on that list? All right, we got a basin. I think we got a good shape for that basin. Okay. Next thing I'm gonna make is a bottle, some generic bottle of solution. Because I think that'll be useful and kind of showcase what's going on here. So we're gonna just do, I think, um, hmm, hang on. I'm gonna look up something real quick, guys. I'll be right back. I had to make a quick list. Oh wait, she said to send why we should be head mod. I made a quick list. Oh no. Gil, you gotta get on that. Oh no. He has a head start. Oh gosh. Oh, this is about to be brutal. This mod, like the top mod. Oh my gosh, guys. It's the top mod challenge. It's the top mod challenge. Alright. Let me look up my I am looking up a reference, but just because I don't do like camera stuff that much, which is really funny because we're making a whole game about like, you know, using a camera. So let's see here. Alright, I'm looking up what like camera solution like kind of looks like because I have an idea, but I just want to make sure my idea is like kind of like correct. Alright, I think this is really good. I think this is pretty good. Alright. Alright, so we got some reference images. Let me save them real quick. Did I mute myself? Gosh darn it. I muted myself. I can see the image. That's great. I muted myself. So, alright. We're going to add in the next image. So, let me add in. Okay. We're going to add in the other image. Okay. So, this is the other image. No, I can't. It's okay. We forgive you. Hey, that was on purpose. Alright, so right there. Okay. So these are our two references, guys. Okay? So, right? So in this, right, you can kind of see what we're going for. Alright? And what we might need for a dark room to look good. Okay? So you see how she's got her little basin here, and we just made that. Okay? And then what we also have is we have this little film thing here. And then this is kind of what the solutions look like. One of the head mod applications do. I'm not really sure. I mean, there's only 2 of you, unless like some other person like throws their hat in the ring. There could be a like a surprise like opponent. I don't know. I'll make like a announcement thing maybe. I'll make an announcement thing to be like, all right, this is what's going on, and all that. All right. I will make an announcement. You guys have technically a head start because you were here and you know about it and you want to do it, right? So, but I don't know when we're gonna have it due. Probably sometime in January. I would say sometime like right before winter break is over. Probably whenever my computer comes back in is when they're due. When my computer is back from Best Buy, uh, the they will be due, and so that kind of gives the thing of like you don't know when, I don't know when, all right. Okay, so I'm gonna like I don't know. We're gonna hide this one. Okay. So we're gonna go put this like I don't know down here, maybe, or like up here. I don't know. It'll work. Okay. We're gonna put it right there, I think. All right. Let me know if the image gets in the way or anything like that. Okay. Let me know if it gets in the way. I'm just gonna use it to kind of be like what we're doing exactly, right? So we're gonna make the like the bottle that's like I don't can you see my pointer when I go over there? I don't think you can. Dang. Okay, well we're gonna make the brown like one of the brownish bottles. Okay? So we're gonna make a brownish bottle. Because that's kind of what the solution fluid for this looks like. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna bevel this a little bit. I don't need it too extreme. We just need it slightly. Yeah. And then, yeah. Ooh, what the frick happened there? Let's take all this, guys. And then bevel. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna bevel that just a little bit. Yeah, we're just gonna bevel it a little bit, and that should give us, yeah, that gives us kind of like a little bit of what that looks like. Kind of. Alright, let me do a little bit more here. No, we don't want to bevel it again. I think actually what we need to do is if we bring it up maybe. Yeah. So we brought it up and then maybe shrink it inwards. And I think if we do this, and then if we bevel that just a little bit, maybe, hang on. And then we make that smooth. Okay. Yeah, wait. Honestly, kinda. Alright, and then let me do the bottom real quick. So we just want a slight bevel on this. Nothing too, nothing too crazy. We just want like a little bit of a curve down here. Okay. And then okay. Beautiful. That looks like a bottle. Ooh la la. Alright, so then we need a cap. So we're gonna add cylinder. We're just gonna shrink this bad boy down. Whoop. Alright, we need to shrink you down even more actually. Squish you. Okay, that is cap size, I think. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Okay. That's not bad. Let me grab you and move you over slightly. Alright, and I think I'm gonna just make this a little bit smaller. Because it looks like the actual containers are pretty small. So we're just gonna shorten this a little bit. We're going to make this, of course, a little bit smaller as well. And then we're just gonna drop you down on there, bud. There we go. Look at that. We got the solution. Alright, I'm gonna make this basin black. So we're gonna make that black. Nice. And then I think we're going to just make this a, like, you know, that brownish, like, translucent color. Or at least attempt to. I don't know how to exactly make that in Blender. We're gonna do some experimenting, actually, I think. So this is kind of the color we're going for. But we want it to kind of have that gloss. And I don't think metallic doesn't really do that. Let's do 0 roughness. Oh! Whoa. Whoa. That's crazy. I did not know that was a thing. Okay. That's pretty cool. I feel like that is taking a lot of power to do that though. So we're gonna add a little bit of roughness back, but not too much. Maybe 0.10. 15. Okay, that's not bad. And then this one, we're just gonna use that. Yeah. Alright. Solution. Alright. There we go. And we're gonna name this cap. And we're gonna name this solution bottle. Okay. Look at that. Beautiful. Although I do think this needs to, hang on. Hold up. We're gonna move this up a little bit. We're gonna model this out just a little bit more, guys. There we go. And we're just going to move it up a little bit. And we're going to just open this up a little bit. Not too much. Alright. Okay. I think that looks a little bit better. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better with that. Okay, so now... Alright, so now the next thing I think we're gonna do is the film. So we're just gonna quickly make a little bit of film. And then I think that will be our last thing we do today. And then the last thing I wanted to showcase with you guys was actually a little like insider look into the process when it came to making the animation, because I was doing it with you guys for a while, and then I kind of got busy with having to finish it up really quickly, and so I couldn't really showcase it to you guys like I would have wanted. So yeah, so we're gonna look into that. So yeah, I think that'll be exciting. Oh boy, secret behind the scenes info. Exactly. Exactly, guys. Exactly. Secret behind the scenes stuff. Alright, and then this. Okay. Like that. Hang on, let me look at the film. Yeah, that looks... I don't think I did the... I'm gonna cut there. Okay. Okay. And then... Oh, whoops. I'm cutting way too many things here. Whoa. Actually, I might need to do... Yeah, I think I need to do one more cut here. Yeah. And then same thing over here. Like that. And then... Yep. And yep. Awesome sauce. Okay. Alrighties. So let me see. Ah, come on. Let's split and then. Or wait. Let me separate. Or wait, delete verses? No. Swear, there's an easier way to do what I do all the time. Separate section. Separate section. Separate section. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, bam, boom. Oops. Ah. Bing, bang, bop. Bop, boop, bop, beep, bop, bop. Boom, pow, wham, ka-chow. I'm like Lightning McQueen, chat. It's pretty cool. There we go. Look at that. It's already looking more like a film thing. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. All right. How to... Let's see here. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna take this. Actually, we can do this to this to this. All right. So now I need to take this and separate it. Oh, I can separate it by material. Huh. Interesting. So, because I need to separate it by colors, yeah. So, we are going to first add the lovely brown. And then we're going to go to model. And we're going to take... Oh, come on. Oh, come on. No, please. There you go. So then we're going to take this, the tracks. Alright, and no. Actually, we could just do... Yep, okay, good. It worked. Very nice, very nice. Alright, geez. Let me see. Aha. I'm gonna get rid of these guys. We'll do something else with that. Okay. So, now, we're going to do this separate by material thing. And then presumably... Bruh. What? What? Maybe that only works. Oh, that probably only works if there's already a separate material on it. Alright. Whatever. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. What if I just split it, though? Does that... no. It still uses the same thing. Alright. So now we can change it to that. Oh, that looks good. Alright. So now we need to go in and do a little bit more to make sure that we get the coloration correct. Because the ends of these, this right here, is gray. Ah. We need to do that. Yes. Right. Yep. Yep. So that is going to be... Sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze. I still think I'm gonna sneeze. Watermelon. 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 Did you guys ever do that? Where, like, if you think you're gonna sneeze, people told you to just, like, say watermelon? Oh, wait. No, I want these two. I'll remove that. Add a new thing. I'm going to make it like a... It's like a grayish thing, right? Yeah. It's like gray. So, we're gonna make it like... You've never heard of that? Yeah, so basically, as like a kid, I was told that if you, didn't want to sneeze, you would prevent that by saying watermelon. I don't know who, like, thought of this at all. I don't know why this was a thing, but apparently, it, like, allegedly it, like, made you not sneeze. Allegedly. And look at that, guys. I didn't sneeze. So, what does that say? What does that say about that? What does that say about that, guys? I think that says it might be true. Also, how do we like this? I think it came out pretty good. I think it came out pretty good. I might actually turn up the metallic a little bit on this. Just a little bit. And then I might change the matte of the rails to be a little bit more. Yay! Yeah, I really like it. I think it looks really cool. Okay. And then the cool thing is because it has like this little cut off end, you know what we can do? Whoa, look at that. Whoa. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah. So I think it's pretty cool. So we're gonna name this inner film outer. I'm muted. I'm muted again. Because the freaking M button. Yeah, the M button is my mute. And I type dark room, which means, yeah. Yeah. Alright. Let me open the, let's see here. Where is the, where did I make the, I think it's this one. Yep, it is. Okay. So let's do animation. Okay. So let me go back to. Alright, let me switch you guys over. This is why I would be too worried to set up a mute button. Yeah. Yeah. So this is Blender's editing software. I'm going to move some stuff over real quick. Where is it? There it is. Oh wait, let me get rid of the. We don't need that. We don't need that anymore. So right. Ah. So we need here to here. Oh, we need a lot more than that. Okay. Hold up. Hang on, chat. Hold. Alright. I think that's it. Actually, wait. Is that. Alright. So I'm gonna need. Oh, oops. Is this the thing from the start of stream? This? Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is. It is the thing from the start of stream. Because it is like, it's also the, how the frick am I gonna, come on. Okay, and then, shift to get that guy in there too. Alright, and then, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. And we grab you all, and we throw you up here for a hot second. And then we take all this unused cut stuff, we throw it over here, we grab you again, we push you all the way to the front. Boop, 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 boop. Come on. Is that, even? I think it is. Okay. And then make sure that these are unhid, these all are hidden. Alright. And then, of course, we have it to where it is set to, what is that, 100 and, how many frames is that? Let's find out. Where the frick did my bottom thing go? There it is. It is so small and it blends in. So just 200 frames. 200. Alrighties, and now I can go to animation and we can do, I can show you this. So I can show you it from the POV of the what the actual animation is going through. So you notice that like in the actual animation you see, or like in this side of the software you see the actual camera rotating. However, when we get to the video, right, if I zoom in here and we actually look at the frames that I actually used, you notice that frame 13, it is just black, okay? So I essentially just use the, like, blackness, like the darkness of it, because you're not seeing anything else really in the entire like thing. So there's no reason to make it to where it is anything else. Like there's no reason to like grab individual frames of just darkness, right? And the same thing is like with this here. It's just like it's just whiteness. So it is slightly different like for this, but still, right? And then you're probably wondering how the frick I made our girly pop look like that, right? So we're gonna pop over to animation, and we're gonna let it play out till here. And I'm gonna pop out of here, and we're gonna look out at this from out here, right? So I'm gonna roll it back for a second, and we're gonna let it go. Look at that. It is so funny. So essentially what I did, because I really didn't want to have to do a lot when it came to this like model when I was trying to like quickly finish it up, right? So the way I did it was I had both the hair and the skirt having a cloth effect, and the thing that is holding them is the body and the hat. And essentially, when you see it do that, when you see it do this, it's being moved by wind, and then I turn the wind off quickly, and then we move the body and the hat, and that makes both of them move out of the way, so that then, when we get to this final point, this final cut here, we can move in, let me get this situated. Come on. So then we can move in this thing right here. So this right here is the crack that you see in the camera, alright? Because of the lighting, it makes it look, black. And then the other thing is just like, it's clearly a 3D-ish, 2D-ish object, right? That I manipulated to make, look all like wonky and all that, right? It looks just like a normal, like straight-ish kind of thing here, and then you can see like from this angle, it's clearly like warped and all that. That's not intentional. That just kind of happened with it, right? Um, but yeah, so you can kind of see like how this makes it to where you have that crack. Um, and yeah, so that's how like I made the final product here that we see in the end of the trailer. The other cool thing is, right? So if we play it, that's the normal sounds. And then this part right here, right? I don't know if you guys are hearing it. So that part right there is a combination of me blowing into a microphone on my phone, and me taking my bed sheets and rustling them, and I combined them to make a wind effect. And I think it worked out really well. Oh, we're not getting that cracked effect. Hang on. You're not getting the cracked effect. Is it 2050? I don't think it's that long. I think it's just... No, I think it's just 205, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, that might be it. Hang on. Wait, did I not grab the cracked effect? Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh, I don't think I did. Actually, I don't need it copied, I just need to drag it. Come here, little guy. You have a very important role to play. You have a very important role to play, little guy. You got the most important role in the play, and you're not there. Alright, so now, let's try this. So that is how it ended up. Alright. So yeah. I, of course, need to, like, you know, refine my animation skills a little bit. It's not perfect, but I think it's pretty cool what I was able to do, with such, like, limited knowledge of the actual, like, creation of it. Um, and actually, like, make something without knowing fully how to do it. Um, but next semester, guys, watch out. I'm going to be taking a 3D modeling class. So, we're going to see me improve. Alright? And then the other big thing about that class is that, the final project is making a, like an animation, like a 3D animation. So, that's gonna be the goal, to get done some, like, cutscenes. And I might come back to this and, you know, refurbish it a little bit. So that's the plan for right now. But I think that we are going to say goodbye. I'm gonna say goodbye, guys. I think that's it for today's stream. Oh my gosh, did I... The music's been out. The music has been out. Which makes sense. Which makes sense. This is like watching, the Sistine Chapel being painted. That's crazy. And just as historically impactful, you guys are crazy. You two are crazy. Bye-bye. Yes. Bye, guys. I will be back tomorrow with a Balancing Spirit stream. We're gonna be doing the Corrupted Deer. I did some practice to try and, get that angle. So we're gonna be doing that. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. And after that, I don't know when I'm gonna see you because I will have my iPad in the shop. But I'll keep you guys up to date if I have, like, you know, any plans on streaming or anything like that. Alright? So thank you guys so much for hopping in the stream and checking out what we've been doing. Alrighties. Bye, guys. See ya.